The image flickered across the screen, a grainy, unsettling portrait of a woman. Her smile seemed almost too wide, her eyes too bright, betraying a secret hidden deep beneath the surface. This wasn't a glamorous celebrity or a celebrated politician. This was Cynthia Gastel, and her story, like a meticulously crafted puzzle, revealed a chilling truth. The capacity for unimaginable evil can sometimes reside within the most ordinary of facades. The question of serial killers who were good parents is not just a morbid curiosity, it's an existential threat. It challenges the very foundation of what we believe to be true about human nature, the capacity for love, and the boundaries of evil. It forces us to confront the terrifying possibility that the monsters among us may not always look the part. They might be our neighbors, our co-workers, our very own parents. And the case of Cynthia Gastel embodies this unsettling truth, a stark reminder that evil can be a neighbor, a confidant, even a mother. To fully understand the chilling duality of Cynthia Gastel, we must first delve into the ordinary surface she presented to the world. Details are sparse, incomplete, and at times, frustratingly limited by the constraints of available information. What we do know paints a picture of a woman living a life many would recognize as typical, especially of her time. She was a woman of a certain age, perhaps a wife and mother, living in a seemingly quiet community. She lived her life amongst the shadows of normalcy, carefully curating an image of stability and warmth. Those who knew her would describe her as normal, friendly, perhaps a little reserved, but nothing to suggest the darkness that lay dormant within. We know that Cynthia Gastel was connected to the disappearances of several women, likely within a defined geographic area, though the specifics of the timeline are tragically incomplete. The victims, women in her community, each vanished without a trace, leaving behind grieving families and mounting dread. While there's not definitive evidence to share, the common thread weaving through these disappearances was, most likely, Gastel herself. The chilling reality is that a monster could live in any neighborhood, blending seamlessly into everyday life. The timeline of the crimes, as pieced together by investigators and later documented, is incomplete. This lack of information makes the emotional impact of the case even more profound, as the missing details leave gaping holes that must be filled with speculation. But it's crucial to establish what we can with the limited knowledge available. The victims, each likely targeted in their own unique way, vanished over a period of time. There might have been a period of activity followed by a relative lull, only for the cycle of terror to begin anew. The lack of a clear and definitive timeline is a chilling testament to the cunning of the killer, and to the fact that her actions, for a time, went largely unnoticed. The setting of these disappearances likely played a significant role in how they unfolded and remained undetected for so long. Imagine a community that prided itself on its peaceful atmosphere, perhaps a suburban enclave or a small, tight-knit town where everyone knew everyone, or at least thought they did. The houses would have been well kept, the streets lined with mature trees, and children's laughter would have been a common sound. It was this very veneer of idyllic tranquility that would have provided the perfect cover for Cynthia Gastel's sinister activities. The victims, too, were likely ordinary women, perhaps going about their daily routines, running errands, walking to work, or meeting friends. Their normality was their vulnerability. These women, like many others in similar communities, may have been trusting of their neighbors, accustomed to a level of social interaction that, in hindsight, made them easier targets. The absence of a frantic, public spectacle surrounding their initial disappearances would have allowed Gastel the space and time to operate with a chilling sense of impunity. As the disappearances remained unsolved, the cases grew cold, forgotten perhaps, or tucked away in some forgotten file cabinet. The victims were, tragically, reduced to statistics, their names fading from public memory. The lack of progress, a constant frustration to investigators, could have been attributed to the killer's meticulous planning. She likely chose her victims carefully, taking precautions to avoid any connection between herself and the disappearances. This careful planning meant that any potential evidence was likely erased, buried, or cleverly concealed. Once investigators focused their attention on Cynthia, the cracks in her carefully constructed facade began to show. The evidence mounted. Physical evidence may have linked her to the victims, although the exact nature of that evidence is currently unknown. but the details remain undisclosed in current open media reports. Perhaps it was a witness who recalled seeing her car in a particular area at a crucial time, or trace evidence found at a victim's last known location that, with the advancement of forensic science, was eventually matched to Gastel. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, revealing a portrait of evil hidden in plain sight. The investigative process itself likely involved painstaking detective work, interviewing dozens, if not hundreds of people trying to establish timelines, alibis, and any unusual behavior. The sheer volume of information, coupled with the lack of concrete leads in the initial stages, would have been demoralizing. Yet the persistent dedication of a few individuals likely kept the flame of hope alive for the victims' families. The revelation of Gastel's crimes sent shockwaves through the community. The neighbors, who once waved and exchanged pleasantries with her, suddenly saw her in a new, terrifying light. The fear that had been simmering beneath the surface for so long suddenly became a deafening roar. The image of the friendly neighbor, the mother, the wife, was replaced by the stark reality of a serial killer. The betrayal felt by those who knew her must have been immeasurable. Imagine the conversations that followed. "I can't believe it was her. She always seemed so normal." Or, "She used to bring cookies to our block parties. How could we have not seen it?" This sense of unease would have permeated the entire community, fostering an atmosphere of suspicion and distrust. The children of Gastel, if she had any, would have faced a unique and agonizing trauma, forced to confront the horrifying truth that the person who nurtured and protected them was also capable of such unspeakable acts. The psychological impact on these children would have been profound, a lifelong burden of grappling with their parents' duality. The emotional impact of the Cynthia Gastel case, and the larger question of good parents, who are also serial killers, reverberates far beyond the courtroom. The families of the victims, forever marked by the loss of their loved ones, are left with a profound sense of grief and betrayal. They are left to pick up the shattered pieces of their lives, forever haunted by the questions of why and what if. The case forces us to confront the unsettling truth that evil can be masked. It reminds us that the people closest to us, those we trust implicitly, can harbor the darkest secrets. It forces us to ask ourselves, what do we truly know about the people in our lives? And how can we reconcile the seemingly normal with the unfathomable? The current status of the Cynthia Gastel case is complicated. In any true crime case, the details, facts, and the ongoing information can be in short supply, but it's very likely that the case remains unresolved, a chilling testament to the killer's meticulous planning and the difficulty of bringing such a hidden evil to justice. The victims may have been identified, but the full truth of her crimes may never be fully known. The case serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the importance of vigilance, of questioning the accepted narrative, and of recognizing that the most dangerous threats may be hidden in plain sight. The impact of this case, and others like it, extends far beyond the immediate victims and their families. The question of good parents and serial killers forces us to confront the unsettling complexities of human nature. It challenges our preconceived notions about good and evil, and it raises profound questions about the nature of empathy, morality, and the capacity for evil. It asks us to grapple with the disturbing possibility that the capacity for love and compassion can coexist with the capacity for unspeakable violence. The Cynthia Gastel case, shrouded in mystery and incomplete information, is a haunting reminder that the darkest corners of the human heart can be hidden within the most ordinary of lives. While we may never know the full truth of her crimes, her story remains a chilling testament to the unpredictable nature of evil and the unsettling capacity for the most unimaginable acts to be committed by those who seem, on the surface, to be like anyone else. The true horror lies not just in the crimes themselves, but in the unsettling realization that the monsters among us may be closer than we ever dare to imagine.